Welcome everybody, welcome to Just From Africa. My name is Olaleko Amusa, and today on the show we're going to be talking about locks. Is my hair good enough to do locks?
Perfect, but just not long enough.
Not just not good enough, so I need to go a little more.
Yeah, we need at least 2.5 inches.
2.5 inches?
Yeah.
I'm going to do all my
This is
hair.
like half an inch, I think.
All right, so we're going to be doing locks, and today on the show we have Aquiliana with
Yes.
us. But before we start the show, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, give a like, subscribe, tell a friend who knows a friend. And of course, I'll be giving shout outs to people who are coming on the show. The first person we're grateful for is Tia Coffee House. They're located off the
Okay.
Shelenberg Road at airport. They
Okay.
serve nice breakfast, lunch, dinner, nice place. Go hang out with your family, especially for the Easter. Okay, Aquil,
Yes.
you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. All right, so can you tell us about yourself?
Okay, so as he said earlier, my name is Aquili. I am a twin. I am a sister. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a friend. And I am a natural hair enthusiast. I love natural hair, especially locks, as you can see. Yeah. I didn't start off with locks initially, but it was something I built an interest for over time. I studied economics and sociology and a bit of statistics in the university. And then I veered off a bit into education. And I thought I was going to just stay in education because I loved it. So I taught third grade for 8 years. And then I moved to kindergarten for 1 year.
Okay.
And then COVID happened. I was home for a while. I got pregnant, and I decided I wanted to slow down
Okay.
on teaching and just make time for myself and my baby,
Okay.
at least in the first few years of her life. So, as home, I had her, and then I thought, oh, what to do with my life now, because I still have some time on my hands. And I chanced on a shop that was vacant. It was next to my brother and my sister's shop. So
Okay,
I was
family.
like, okay, why not? And then boom, Loc Sanity happened.
Last time
yeah.
it happened.
Yeah.
Okay, but you mentioned you studied statistics in school.
Yes.
So what were you teaching in school? The kids. Math?
Well, I taught third grade, which was just general. So at the lower levels, you're more like a class
Okay.
teacher. So it was co-teaching. There were two teachers in a class. I was one of two. So we taught everything.
Okay, but why did you give up your dream on statistics?
Well, statistics was never my dream.
Oh, really? I was about to say that makes you very good in math.
No, it wasn't my. I loved math, so my parents thought, okay, why don't you go study math? I didn't want to study math, so they said, okay, economics has quite a bit of math in it, so and statistics. So I jumped in. If I had to rewind, I probably would do education from scratch.
Oh,
I don't have regrets because I still got my master's in education, but I'd say education is my passion. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about Loxanity. That name is really quite interesting.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the name Loxanity?
Well, let's say it's a borrowed name. It exists. I bought a tool on the internet from a company that was called Loc Sanity, and I thought, oh, beautiful name. I would love to use this, but I had to check and be sure it didn't breach
Lord.
any laws, and thankfully it didn't matter since it was in a different country, and also I'll give credit to the original owners of Loc Sanity. I think they sell Loc products, but I love the name because it spells out locks in the start of the name, and the sanity bit excites me because in the past locks were connected to Rastafarians. You know, if you had locks, you were messy, you were all of that. But I just like that it's kind of brought a twist to and a change, a turnaround to the idea or the perceptions people had in the past of locks. Yeah.
Okay.
So lock sanity. You're saying.
Okay, let's talk about locks. What makes it so different from other types of hair?
Okay, so I have locks for starters.
Okay,
If you're wondering what locks are. Many people love locks for their low maintenance nature. You don't do much. And the initial installation takes time, it's expensive, but when you're done, you're done. No chemicals, well, unless you decide to bleach or dye.
Okay.
But it's very low maintenance. You don't need lots of products. I moisturize my hair mostly with water. It may not be the same for everyone because some people have hair that dries up faster than others. So for me, water stays in my hair a long period. So I'm not sure, do I have low density, high density? But there's a term for it.
Okay.
I always get it mixed up. But even if you have hair that dries up quickly, it's just a matter of adding a bit of oil to seal up the moisture with the water.
Okay.
So tops, you're doing water, oil, that's it.
Water, oil.
Yeah, and oil, I'm talking about like a few drops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so locks are convenient. They are low maintenance. They're not expensive if you're looking not just at the explicit cost, but implicit, considering the fact that you're not going to the salon often, you're not having to go get braids, extensions, stress on your scalp, you can't sleep, all of that stuff. Yeah. But once you install, every 4 to 6 weeks, you come in for a retightening. Yeah, that's just about it.
Okay, so can you take us through the process? What is the process of actually making locks? How long does it take? 10, 20, an hour?
Okay, all right. So
juice. Okay, so take us through the process. You buy come on, woman, but
extensions.
Extensions.
Okay. Well, yes and no. Let me start with the different kinds of locks, right? So the type you want to go in for will determine how much you spend, how long you sit for an installation. I have micro locks. So there's sister locks, which I think is one of the most popular in Ghana with ladies. Okay. Sister locks are smaller.
Okay.
They're smaller in size. They are installed with a grid pattern. Okay. So you see those tiny squares as the way we part the hair, like it's a whole a whole angle and measurement stuff. But it's just to allow easy styling. Okay. So I could still have cornrows, straight lines running through just for styling. So sister locks they're the most expensive because of what it entails. They could take anywhere between 12 to 20 hours of installation. Wow. Let's say for 8-inch length of natural hair.
Did you say 20 hours?
Yes. That's for one loctician. So when I started, I think my first client had about 7 inches, and it took me about 20 hours.
1 inch is it? You have one?
Right now I have I have about 10 inches. I wanted to look in them. Yeah, I have about 10, 12 inches, but I started with about 3 inches. But the process of interlocking takes longer with longer hair. Okay. So if I had short hair, I'll be done in a short while. Okay. If I had longer hair, I have to keep going and going and going till all that hair is taken up by the pattern. Okay. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah, the longer your hair, the longer your weight during installation. So 8 inches, if there's 2 of us. So in our salon, we have 3 locticians. If we're installing sister locks for 8-inch length of hair, it will take us about 7 hours. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm just processing.
Yeah, and this is just sister locks. So sister locks most time consuming, it's the most expensive, and yeah. But there are other forms. There's traditional locks, which are bigger, faster to install. The method a little different.
Okay.
You could install traditional locks with finger coils or comb coils, or two-strand twists, or interlocking, which is
Okay.
the same. I know all of this sounds, but those who know, know. So for the benefit of those who are really interested and have done their research, I'm sure it will make more sense to
Does it
you.
make more sense?
But yeah, so there's traditional locks. There's micro locks. Micro locks can be a little bigger than sister locks, may not necessarily have to have the grid, which is the parting system. And it could be installed with 3-strand twist or just 2-strand twist.
Okay.
So those are faster, cheaper options. But again, depends on the size. But yeah, that's about it.
You seem to know it quite well. So did you go to school? Were you trained to do locks, or you learned on your own?
I learned on my own. I'm a self-taught.
Of course, you read statistics. People who do statistics in the community, they're on a different level.
So here's the story behind how I learned. I wanted to go natural after having permed hair for a number of months. It wasn't really up to a year. And I went and inquired. So I went natural. I couldn't handle my natural hair because it was, I woke up in the morning, always unsure of what to do for work, and I just didn't want to live in an afro. So I heard about locks. I got excited. I went to ask, and this is 3 years ago.
Okay.
At the time, I had about 2.5, 3 inches of hair, and I was told it would cost me 1,200 cedis to install.
Wow.
That was just like a turn-off for me. I'm like, oh no, there's no way. I think there were cheaper options, but I just trusted this person who, by the way, does a good job. So I said, no. How is it costing so much? What's all this? How is it even done? Let me go on YouTube and learn.
Okay.
I went on YouTube. I watched a video of I'm getting excited. I'm like, I can do this. But I actually had a little background in hair.
Okay.
Because I used to do a lot of DIY things for myself, for my sisters when I was on campus. So I thought, oh, let me give it a try. So I started on my hair. It took me a week. I wasn't sure how I was going to turn out, but I didn't have much hair to use. Yeah, it took me a week because one, I was a learner. 2, I was going to work. So when the kids are on break, I'll just take a portion and I wanted to get the grade. So it was quite challenging trying to do the parting ear to ear, side to side, like all those things. Yeah, so, and I didn't want to stress myself. So after a week, it was done. It took a while to mature. So while it was maturing, it can take as long as 6 months.
Okay.
So after the first month, second month, I didn't know about the stages in locks. There were times when it would get very frizzy and bushy, and I thought, oh, I made a mistake. Then it started turning out nicely.
Okay.
And maturing. And then I got people asking, oh, can you lock my hair for me? Okay. So it started with my mom. She's like, oh, I want to lock my hair.
Oh, really? So your mom has locks, huh?
So my mom has locks. She has lovely locks. After my mom, my twin sister says, lock my hair. So I locked my twin sister's hair. And then it continued to bud and look really nice. So I got a friend, I locked hers. I got a colleague at work, I locked hers.
Okay.
And then I started getting referrals. Okay. So it became like my side gig. But I didn't go looking for clients because school was already stressful enough. Okay. But whenever I ran out of money, I was broke, I would look for clients to either retighten or something. I'll call someone, oh, are you interested? And so it was a nice way of making money whenever I needed a little extra.
Extra.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, I see watching just for in Africa. We're in Loc Sanity. We're with Aquiliana. And she's telling us about how she got started with Loc City and doing Locs. And of course, I'll give out another shout out to Kimberly Cafe and Bakery. That's also, she's also known as Gomek Kim. You can check her up on Instagram or go visit her shop at also Yen by Estate. Okay, Aquile.
Yes, yes sir.
I don't know whether, I'm sure after this, there's a probably go to my head. Get the extra 2 inches and come back.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's talk about how long Locs can do. I've heard that it can be on forever.
Yeah, yeah. Can be on for as long as you want it to, and for as long as you maintain it. Of course, after we lock your hair, you get undergrowth, which is not locked.
Yeah.
So that's where maintenance comes in.
Okay.
Yeah. And depending on the kind of locks you have, you could maintain with interlocking or comb twisting, retwisting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. So, but the maintenance, how often? So, once you do the locks, how often you have to come back into salon to?
Okay. So,
do you have to do the traditional washing with women all the time?
Do you have to do
The traditional washing.
Oh, you have to wash. Yes, yes. And that's another advantage with locks.
Okay.
Once your locks are matured or maturing, you can wash yourself, even from the scratch. Once you know how to wash without getting your locks unraveling, it's something you can. I washed the following day, and subsequently I did weekly washes.
Okay.
So once a week, yeah.
And
you don't have to go to the salon for a wash.
Oh, you can just wash at home.
Just wash at home.
Okay, that's quite interesting.
Convenient, yeah.
All right, but the locks you have on is bleached, right?
It's bleached.
It's bleached.
Yeah.
So basically, you can do locks and put any color on it.
You can put color. You can dye your locks. Yes. I just found that. So with clients coming in and asking for color, we had a few cases where the hair didn't color.
Oh,
yeah, and very disappointing. But I hadn't done my research on coloring locks well enough. So with a little inquiry here and there, I realized because of the matted nature of the locks, it's hard for the color to actually go into it. So it has to be bleached.
Okay.
Yes. So, but not for everyone. For people who have hair that's a little light in color, like brownish, the color picks better. But if you have black hair, it's something about black. You can't easily break into black. So you have to bleach. So I bleached with the intention of putting color. And I kind of liked what I saw. So I'm holding on with the color.
It looks nice.
Yeah, when I get tired of the...
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about something else.
Okay.
So you're doing Loc Sanity. How are you able to combine that with your personal life, home life, children, husband? How are you able to find that balance as a woman? Because most women in Africa complain they're not able to find the balance in their life. I mean, having to manage all that. They say women know how to multitask. I guess not all cases. Yeah. So how are you able to find that balance? Yeah.
Well, I must admit it hasn't been easy. Having a young child, having a family, but I run this place with my twin sister. I forgot to mention that. So it's both of us in the business. And she has a pretty flexible schedule.
Okay.
So, like, if I need her to be here to ensure things are started on time while I do something else, she's here. Funny enough, she has 2 kids. I have just one. She has 2 kids under age 4. But so I guess, I don't know, it's just the woman's superpower. But I think we also have pretty supportive spouses. Okay. Yes, we do.
That's very important.
Because on weekends, my husband takes charge.
Okay.
So I do nothing with I'm not obliged to be there with her, feed her. I mean, so I'm free to come and just be here. But my daughter goes to school, which hasn't always been the case. So in the beginning, I actually had to come here with her. Sometimes I put her at my back while I'm working on a client. And there have been a few inconveniences here and there, but I guess business startups are not always smooth in the beginning. Yeah. And I started alone. I didn't have enough to hire a worker because I didn't have the clientele that could support that financially. So I had to just do it on my own for a while, get people in, and then once I made a few numbers, I could raise enough money to pay part, and then I'd even borrow some money from my husband. I told him I'll be borrowing money for some time, but now we're on our own. I can confidently say that we work with what we earn.
Okay, so let's talk about business. What's it like doing business in Ghana? Is it difficult? Is it one day you wake up like, I think I should close down this business?
Oh, there have been days. There have been days I've been frustrated. There have been days I've been excited. Business in Ghana. Ghanaians want to beat down the price of everything.
Okay.
I was telling my dad that one day, and he says, "Oh, then you haven't met Nigerians." Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, there's a saying here in Ghana, in Chi, they say "Eja." It means it's a market. Like you say yours, I say mine. Yeah. So in the beginning, I felt like I had to lower my prices just to get people in. But with time, I've realized there are those who appreciate what they're paying plus the service they get. And there are those who would think it's expensive and might just opt for something else, some other place, which is fine. But I just love to make everyone feel welcome and respected. There's a culture, a negative one I find in Ghana, where people treat you based on your appearance or the car you drive or like once you walk in, you're already priced or like sized, and sometimes the tone or even the look on their face just tells if they want you here or not. But one thing we strive to do here is to make everyone feel valued. So even before we tell you the price, I mean, we embrace you with a nice welcome, with a nice hello. And I'm glad it's not just me. Like my girls do that too. So
do they have Locs on?
They started off not having, but now they do. And I didn't have to force them. Yeah, they just fell in love with it with time. All right, so we're about to round up. So can you tell us what's the future for Locs Sanity? For Locs Sanity. I don't think I've asked myself that question before. But I see Locs Sanity in more places than one. Talking about the fiscal structure, talking about what we do. For now, our main focus is on offering Locs services. We do natural hair also, but even with our Locs, I think there's a lot more we can do. We can do lock extensions. We can make natural hair handmade extensions. I get people asking me all the time about extensions, and we don't have them. And it's mainly because of the cost. The cost of buying human hair, bulk hair, is so expensive, about $20-something a bundle. For full hair, you might need about 4 bundles. The average Ghanaian will not pay $100 just for hair, let alone adding the cost of installation and all of that. So I don't know, maybe in the future, Locs Sanity will produce their own natural hair, human hair. I don't know, but I like to think big because,
Okay, one more shout out to a client who was on the show, Cecilia. She's the CEO of Conzoom.shop, spelled KONZOOM.shop. You don't do grocery shopping and all that. You're tired. You go online and they'll deliver to you within 60 minutes, which is an hour. And guess what? Delivery is just 12 CDs, 46 pesos.
Oh.
Yes, you heard me right. Not 20 Cs, 25, 30 Cs, 12 Cs, 46 pesos.
Okay.
Go onto your browser, type consume.shop, and you can shop. Okay, Aquile, we're about to end the show.
Okay.
All right. So for people who are watching on YouTube and would love to do lovely locks like what you have on, can you give out your contact details, how they can find you? Okay.
So for starters, Instagram is my most active place. You'll find me at Locsanity_GH. Locsanity_GH. I have my details, my telephone number, and my business partner's number also, but I could mention it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So it's 0246 591 740. That's my number. Akoko's number is, that's my twin sister and business partner, is 0246 591 248. But again, it's on our page. So if you're not on Instagram, yeah, you might just want to save it. But yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay, guys, but I'm sure you can see the numbers below as she was saying it in the contact details below. So save those numbers. Come down to Locsanity, that is Legon at Oklongo Junction. Yeah, in Accra, Ghana. And you can have your locks done, beautifully done, like which she has on. And I think I'll also be having mine done too. But unfortunately, I did not qualify. I have to grow my hair to be 2 more inches more. But when I do, I'll be back to do my locks. So watch out for that. Okay, okay.
All right.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Us.
Okay, guys, till the next show with Aquila and I, it is
bye.